Okay, good evening to all of you. Okay, welcome for our class today. And I would want us to conclude on the cost of capital, on the cost of capital. So there's still a bit of cost of capital which we have not discussed, what to refer to as the marginal cost of capital. The marginal cost of capital. And what is marginal cost of capital? Okay. Now, marginal cost of capital, or simply sometimes referred to as the MCC, okay, how much will it cost, okay, for every dollar that the company, for every shilling, okay, that the company shall be obtaining in the market today, okay. So in case the company was to go to the market, okay, and ask the different providers of capital, debt holders, private shareholder, okay, equity shareholder, okay, bank loans, okay, so all the people who are willing to provide the company with money today, okay, for every dollar they're going to give to the company, what is its associated cost? That simply is what we refer to as the marginal cost of capital, okay? That for every extra dollar, for every extra shilling, okay, that the company is going to obtain in the market today, okay, how much return must it give the shareholders, okay, must it give to the investors, okay, for that $1 they have obtained, okay, from all of them, okay. So simply the cost, the company, or the return the different providers of capital, okay, shall be requiring from the company, okay, for every dollar the company will be asking them in the market. Okay, that's what they mean by the marginal cost of capital. Okay, it's just like the weighted average cost of capital. Okay, but don't forget, for the case of weighted average, it is a company current cost. For the marginal, it is the extra cost, okay, the company will be carrying if the company goes ahead and obtain the money from the proposed different capital providers, okay. So the company want to, okay, so this money is yet to be received, okay, but it's going to be, if the company goes ahead and raise the money, okay, in the market as per the proposal, they want, okay, what is going to be the cost the company will be carrying for every dollar they'll be raising from the market, okay, as we mean by the marginal cost of capital. Okay. So don't forget the term here, it is the additional cost. Okay. It is the additional cost. Okay. So there's the term here. It is the additional cost the firm will be incurring for raising an extra. Okay. So it's like here. Let me just share my board. Okay. Okay. So in case the company currently, we can just give an example. Okay. Okay, assume that currently the company, okay, is financed as follow. So current capital providers, okay, so the company has equity that is from ordinary share capital. The company has debt, okay, so this is through an issue of bond, okay, so 100 million, okay, in dollars, so 20 million. So the total amount the company obtained is 20 million. Don't get the two are the one who are currently finance the company. So the company has a proposal, okay? They would want to finance a project. So the company won't finance a project, okay? And the project costs, let's say, 40 million. Okay, so the cost of the project is 40 million. Okay, and this 40 million is going to be financed through an issue of share. So the company wants to issue equity shares in the market. It also going to be financed through a bank loan, for example. Okay, also be financed through a bank loan. So the amount the company shall obtain from the issue of share, assume it will be equal to 30 million, and the amount they're going to obtain from the bank is 10 million to give us the 40 million. So the question we're trying to ask here, okay, for every dollar, don't forget they have obtained this 40 million, okay, has been obtained from three providers, okay. We are from equity and from we are from a bank loan, okay. So for every dollar of the 40 million, okay, for every $1 of the 40 million, what is its cost? Okay. Now this cost is what they call it the marginal cost of capital. Okay. The company wants to finance a project costing 40 million. So what's the extra return the cost the company shall be incurring for every dollar of the 40 million they're going to be raising, okay, from the company, from the different providers of capital? That's what referred to as the marginal cost of capital. Now, in case you don't determine, okay, in case you don't determine the cost, the current cost of the company, So the company currently is financed by equity. It is financed by debt. So if you determine the current cost of these two, this is what we were doing before. Okay, we refer to as the weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so don't mix the two, the MCC and the weighted average cost of capital. Okay. So the MCC is simply like the potential cost or the cost the company shall be incurring for raising an extra $1 from the market. Okay, that's referred to as the marginal cost of capital. Okay, I hope it's all clear to all of you. Okay, on what to mean by the marginal cost of capital. Just repeat, okay, it is a cost of raising the next increment of capital. The cost you've been incurring for raising an extra 10 shilling, for raising an extra 1,000, okay, for raising an extra $1, what cost do you incur? That we call the marginal cost of capital. Okay, hope it's clear to all of you. Okay. We need to check at your exam. So once in a while, the exam asks you to get the company marginal cost of capital. Okay, so if we are to refer to your question bank, okay, if we refer to your question bank, okay, let's check for a question where your examiner is asking you to get the cost of capital. Okay, if we check on December 2009, okay, if we check on the December 2009 question, okay, question 2 part A, December 2009, question 2A. Okay, so go through it, then we attempt together. December 2009, question 2A. Okay, so I presuppose that you have gone through the question and you have understood what the examiner expects of you. Okay, so you take out Roman 3 of that part of the question. It is asking us to get the company weighted average marginal cost of capital, the MCC. Okay, so you have to be quite careful that you're not being asked to get the company weighted average cost of capital. It's not about the WACC, it's the marginal. Okay, so you have to be quite careful because the approach is going to be slightly different. Okay. Now, for this case, okay, we begin by trying to determine, okay, how the company intends to raise the money. Okay, how does the company intend to raise the money? Okay, and how much capital does the company want? Okay, the company wants 240 million shilling. Okay, so the amount of capital the company wants to raise from the different capital providers is 240 million. The next thing you have to determine is that company currently, okay, the company capital structure, okay, the way the company currently finances its assets, okay, finances its non-current assets, okay, is it optimal, okay? If it is optimal, okay, in this example, the examiner has told you in the first line, the capital structure of Jamal Limited is optimal, okay? So in case maybe the question is silent, then you can assume that the capital structure is optimal, okay? But in most cases, the examiner is going to tell you whether the capital structure is optimal or otherwise. So if the capital structure is optimal, what does it imply? Okay, it implies therefore that going forward, even in the new project costing, okay, even on how the company shall be financing its projects, okay, they are going to be raising the money based on the current finance structure they do have, okay, based on the current proportion, okay. How much of debt is the company currently financed by? If it is 10%, even going forward, they shall continue using 10% of the money of the capital through the issue of shares. Okay, so the company will go forward using the same proportions. Okay, so in case we are to give or to detail the company current capital structure, okay, it has equity in form of ordinary share capital, and you have retained. There's preference share and there's 12% debenture. Okay, that's the current capital structure. Okay, so we can begin there. Okay, so current capital structure, current capital, okay, structure of the company. We have equity. In this case, equity is made of two components. Okay, we have the ordinary share capital, and you have retained earning. Okay, let me just call it RE. Okay, ordinary share capital currently is equal to 360 million. retained earning is 120 million, and the two combined give us 480 million. Okay, so the two combined give us, okay, the million of dollar give us 480. Okay, the two combined to give us equity. Then this company also has preference share. This company also has preference share. And for the case of preference share, the total is 120 million. Look, this is all from the capital structure of the company. Then this company also has debenture. And the debenture of this company is 200 million. Total is 800 million. Okay, that is in millions. Okay, we can say therefore, in terms of the proportion investment, okay, we can say therefore, percentage wise, okay, you can say percentage wise, okay, this is the proportion of equity for the total. Okay, for equity in this case is for 80 out of 200. Okay, so for 80 million out of 800. Okay, of course we express this as a percent. Okay, to give us how much? For equity, it's for 80 out of 800. Okay, now we express that as a percent. Okay, to give us how much? Okay, and we get 60%. Okay, and we get 60%. Okay, that is for equity only. Okay, 60%. Then for profit share, it is 120 out of 800 to give us the 120 million divided by 800, and we express this as a percent to give us 20%, 15% to give us 15%, to give us 15%. Then for debenture, same thing apply. It will be 200. We divide by 800 to give us 20%, I guess, or 25% to give us 25%. Okay, to give us 25%, which is 200 million out of 800 million. Okay, we express this as a percent to give us 25%. Okay, of course, this is going to be 100%. Okay, that is the company current capital structure. Okay, don't forget we assumed. Okay, in this case, we are not assuming because actually the examiner has told you that the capital structure is optimal. So optimality means therefore that even going forward, okay, as a company intend to raise this to 40 million, okay, 60% of it will come from equity, 15% will come from profit share, and 25% will come from debentures. Okay, and nice alloys, that will not be the case, but that's what we're going to assume. That going forward, the 240 million, okay, 60% of it will be from equity, 15 from profit share, and 25 from the debt. Okay, hope that's all clear. Okay, now next is if the company is going to issue share. We are saying the company is going to, we have equity, okay, we have equity here. So it means therefore we may need to get the cost of equity. We have preference share, which means therefore we may need to get the cost of preference share. We have here debenture, so it means therefore in the 240 we shall be having debt. So it means we need to get the cost of debt. Okay, that's therefore our next calculation. Okay, trying to determine the cost of equity, cost of preference share, and the cost of debt. The 240, okay, as per note 1, any new shares will any new ordinary share issued will incur a 12% cost of rotation. Okay, good to note. Number 2, most recent ordinary dividend per share was 5. Okay, then 3, the growth in the earnings is 10%. Okay, and the growth is expected to be equal to the growth in the dividends. Okay, so fair enough. Then 4, the current dividend yield is 6.25%. Fair enough. And point number 5, the company expects to raise that 6 million from retained earnings to finance the project. Okay, now that will be our next working. Okay, now here it be told that we want to raise to 40 million. Okay, can begin here by getting the project cost. Okay, so project cost we are saying is equal to 40 million. Okay, that means therefore now how is the 240 going to be financed? From equity. And from equity, you're going to take the financing from 2 sources. Okay, one of them is the issue of shares, and their financing is going to be from the retained earnings. We are saying that the total, okay, amount of capital the company requires is 240 million. Okay, because that's the total project cost. Okay, therefore the amount of money the company will have to raise from equity, let me just have here my workings, maybe aside. Okay, so here the amount of capital the company must obtain from equity, okay, we are said to be equal to 60%. Okay, as per the previous workings, we got 60% here. Okay, times 240. The amount they're going to obtain from preference share, the amount they're going to obtain from preference share is going to be equal to the proportion 15% times to 40 million, and the amount that they're going to obtain from the issue of debt is going to be the balance, that is 25% of the 240 million. To give us how much for equity? Okay, for equity, we get 144 million. For preference share, from preference share, that's 6 million. From debt, okay, from debt, we get 60 million. Okay, from debt, we get 60 million. Okay, therefore, here we can have the amount you're going to obtain. Let me just have it here in million. From equity, we are saying that you're going to be raising 144 million. From preference share, the company will be obtaining that 6 million, and from the debt, the company is going to obtain 60 million to give us sort of the 240 million that we need. You'll be told that as per note 5, okay, as per note 5, the company is going to raise that 6 million from retained earnings. The retained earnings is part of equity. So out of the 144, that 6 million will be from the equity, will be from the retained earnings. Okay. Therefore, how much will be from equity? It's simply the balance. How much will be obtained from the issue of shares? Okay. Now, from the equity, it is 144 million. Okay. From retained earnings, that's 6. Therefore, how much is going to be from the issue of shares? Simply the balance. Okay. To give us how much? To give us 108. Okay, to give us 108 million. Don't forget 144 and the sum of these two. Okay, 144 and the sum of these two from retained as well as from the issue of new shares. Okay, so enough. That is as per note 5. As per note 6, you'll be told that any additional now, having known that, okay, that the money, we know how the 240 million is going to be raised, okay, all the way from issue shares to the debt. Now, the next step, okay, is to get the cost from each of those sources, all the way from issue shares to the cost of debt, okay. Let's begin by getting the cost of issuing shares, okay. How much does it cost to issue a new share in the market today, okay? So the cost of equity. So we can begin by first working. By getting here, can begin by A, by getting the cost of capital sources, okay, the capital that we are using, okay. So first is cost of equity. Okay, and don't forget you said equity is in 2 components, okay. So you can begin the first one, the cost of issuing new shares, issue of new shares in the market. As per the information given, all the way from note 1 to note 4, okay, is about the dividend. Okay, they are all giving us information towards the dividend. Okay, which implies therefore, essentially, we are going to be using the dividend growth model. Okay, we said as per the dividend growth model, cost of equity is equal to D naught 1 plus G. Okay, P naught, okay, plus G. If the company is incurring some issue cost, okay, if there will be some issue cost, as per note 1, you'll be told that there will be a 12% cost of floating the shares. So we need to subtract, therefore, the flotation cost. Okay, okay, we need to subtract the flotation cost because you don't get the entire 100%, you get 88%. Okay, as per from note 1. Okay, therefore, we need to know these variables. Okay, the most recent dividend in note 2, you'll be told is equal to 5, so you have the D note. The G, you'll be told as per note 3 is equal to 10%, okay. P note is what we don't have. We need to get the ex-dividend share price, Okay, so that's what we need to get. In note 4, you've been given a ratio there. The current dividend yield of the company is 6.25%. Okay, so here, okay, the dividend yield, okay, as a ratio, simply given us, okay, the DPS we divide by MPS, okay, we express as a percent, okay, that's a dividend yield. In between that, this is equal to 6.25%, okay, is equal to DPS, and the DPS we have it as per note 2 is 5. We divide by the market price per share, okay, and from there I think we can now get the MPS, okay. We can be able to get what should be the market price per share, okay. Therefore, MPS, the market price per share, the P naught, is going to be equal to 5 divided by 0.0625. Now, what's the current market price per share for this company, therefore? Okay, and we get 80. So we get 80. Thank you. So you get therefore the share price to be equal to 80. And actually, I think that was a question the examiner was asking in Roman 1. Okay, Roman 1, you have it more or less. Okay. Okay, now having done that, the next thing we need to get, I think you have all the variables. Okay, we have the D naught, we have the G, we have the P naught, here the fractional cost. I think now we can now be able to apply the model. Okay, therefore, the cost of equity is equal to D naught. D naught we have obtained it to be equal to 5 from note 2, 5. The growth in dividends from note 3, 10%, 1.1. P naught, we were told that as per note 1, the cost of flotation is going to be 12%. Okay, so you're going to issue at a price of 80. However, you're going to be getting 12% less because a 12% is the cost of floating the shares. So how much do you get? You get 88%. Okay, therefore, so the amount received here, okay, is equal to, so you can have be working for it. Okay, can have a small working for that. Okay, P naught minus flotation cost. We are saying is give me 100% minus 12%. Okay, would give us 88%, which in terms of shillings will be equal to 88% times 80 to give us how much? Okay, which you get to be equal to 70.4. Okay, which get 70.4 because for the amount shall be receiving. So therefore, I need our denominator here. Therefore, is give me 70.4 plus the G, and the G you have obtained to be equal to 10%, so 0.1. Therefore, what comes of the company cost of equity? Cost of issuing new shares. Okay, we get 17.8. So we get 17.8%. Okay, we get 17.8% to be the cost of issuing new shares. Don't forget, okay, going back, we say that the 240 million, okay, so let me just take you back to our analysis here, okay. We say that the 240 million, okay, thank you, Maureen, the 240 million, okay, is going to be raised from equity, and 108 is going to be from issuing new shares. We have that 6 million to go. Don't forget that 6 million is going from retained earnings. So the next thing to get is, what is the cost of retained earnings? How much cost do we incur, okay, for using the retained earnings? No, don't forget here, the company is using retained earnings. Previously, we say that we essentially, okay, do not need to include the retained earnings when it comes to analyzing the company weighted average cost of capital. But now we do have, or the company is using the retained earnings. The company is using the retained earnings. So that means, therefore, the cost of retained earnings, it is attaching to the company. Okay, the cost of retained earnings is now attaching to the company because the company is actually using the retained earnings. Okay, so for the marginal cost of capital, you have to be quite careful. Okay, if the company is using retained earning, then you need to quantify the cost of using retained earning. Okay, so therefore that's become therefore our next working. Okay. Okay, so next working therefore. 2 is cost of retained earnings. Don't forget, it's still part of equity. Don't forget, it's still part of equity. However, don't forget, this company does not incur any flotation costs because we are not going to issue. It's not like you're issuing shares in the market. Okay, we are simply taking the money from the company account. Okay, this is company previous earnings. Okay, so there's no any cost the company is incurring from its issuance. Now, what does that mean? Okay, it means therefore, as a company, you do not incur free cost. So in this case, our denominator here, okay, is going to be equal to the entire 80 because there's no any cost you're incurring in the issue of the shares. Okay, so that's the key distinction when it comes to get the cost of issuing new shares and the cost of using tenancy. Okay, but otherwise everything else is made the same. Cost of equity, B naught 1 plus G. We divide by P naught, okay, plus G. Okay, now here don't forget, don't subtract the issue cost. There's no issue you're incurring. We are simply using the company past earnings. Therefore, it's going to be equal to D naught, the 80 is just name the 80 is 5 times 1.1 divided by 80, okay, plus 0.1 to give us how much? And we get 16.9, okay? We get 16.9% to be the cost of using the company retained earning, okay? So just repeat, be careful when it comes to get the cost of retained earning, okay? Don't forget the company do not incur any flotation cost. There's no flotation cost that is incurred, okay? Because this is a company past earnings. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to go to the market and ask for approvals from anyone. Okay, that's why they don't have any flotation cost. Okay. Now, having done that, we have now been able to obtain the cost of equity. So we are done with our part one. Now, next is to get the cost of preference share. Okay, we get the cost of preference share. Okay, so we can have here part two. Okay, so B is the cost of preference share. So cost of preference shares. Okay, now in note 6, we told that additional 8% preference share can be issued at the current market price of 80. Okay, so the company can issue some preference shares, okay, and they're going to be issuing them at their market price of 80. So therefore, we can get the preferred dividend, okay, which in this case is going to be 8%, okay, of the issue price. Okay, they just being issued at 80. Okay, there's no any further information as to what is their nominal value. Okay, don't forget, don't use what is on the balance sheet. Okay, don't use on what is the balance sheet. Okay, so they can be issued at 8%. Okay, so 8% preference share can be issued at the current market price of 80. Now here I don't want to examine a little. Okay, so here I think the best thing for us to do is to, since it is at the issue time, okay, so since it is at the issue time, okay, this bond is sorry for that. I think my power went off. Anyway, let's come back. I hope you have had all the workings, okay, because my workings are also gone. And so since I think we are discussing the preference share, okay, is additional 8%, we are discussing on note 8, okay. The additional preference share can be issued at the current market price of 8 shillings, okay. So that's where the quotation was, okay. Since these are new shares, okay, I propose you don't make reference to the capital structure, okay, because if you check on the capital structure of this company, they have a nominal value of 100. Okay, they do have a nominal value of 100. Okay, but essentially, since they are being issued at 80, then that's kind of for the issue price, and that's kind of for the nominal value of the shares of this company, okay, of these preference shares. Okay, therefore, the cost of preference share, that's where we were. So the preferred dividend is 8% times the issue price or the nominal value for these new shares, which is 80, okay, which of course is equal to 6.4, okay. The market price, P naught, is of course 80. We imply therefore the cost of the preferred share is given with the dividend, 6.4, okay, 80, we express as a percent, of course, which take us back to the cost of 8%, okay. So essentially, at the issue time, is the market value is equal to the nominal value. Essentially, the cost is simply the interest you do pay, okay, or the dividend or the preferred dividend rate you do pay. In this case, the 8%, okay. Okay, guys, I'm not sure what you mean, but let me just repeat. We are saying that under note 7, note 6, okay, we told that the additional shares 8% are being issued in the market, okay. So, however, this company previously had some other shares, had other preference share, okay, and we are saying that they are being issued at 80%. They're being issued at 80 shillings, okay. They have the nominal value of the new share, the nominal value of the new share, okay, this is not given to us, okay. However, they are being issued at 80, okay, so the issue price is 80, which simply therefore mean therefore it is like their nominal value, okay, it is like their nominal value, okay. Don't forget the new preference share being issued are distinct from the old preference share, okay, they are distinct from the old preference share. So unless I was told that the nominal value of the new preference share is less than 90 or 100, then that's the only time that you can use that value. But essentially, since in note 6 it is silent, then we assume that the nominal value is equal to the market value at the time of the issue. Okay, I hope that's clear, Lois. No, Stacy, it is the same thing. Okay, when it comes to getting the preference dividend, don't forget we are getting the preference dividend not of the old preference shares, but for the new preference share the company would want to issue in the market. Okay, and you see that the nominal value of the new preference share is 80. The nominal value of the new, not the old, the new preference share is 80. Okay, so essentially, therefore, don't forget you're going to use 80, not 100. If you're getting the company cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital, don't forget you have used 100. But now these are new shares the company want to offer to the market. That's why we're using 80, not 100. Okay, not the old shares, but for the new shares. Okay. Yes, thanks Sharon for that. Yes, that's what you're dealing with. Okay, so 8%. Okay, that's on the cost of the preference share. We also had, let's see, okay, we also had the debentures or debt. Okay, we also had the debt. In this case, what is the cost of the debt? In note 7, okay, in note 7, you'll be told that a new 12% debenture can be issued at 96 for each debenture through the stock market listing. Okay, so here the company can issue new debentures. Okay, and here we have not been told about what time they can be redeemed. So we assume that these debentures are irredeemable. So here, since they are redeemable, the cost of the debenture is going to be equal to the interest 1 minus t. We divide by the market value of those debentures. Of course, we express this as a percent. The net interest income or the net interest expense to the company, okay, this is a 12% debenture, is a 12% debenture. Don't forget for the debenture, not like preference share, the debenture commonly have par values. They have the nominal value. And you see there are two nominal values, okay, either 100 or 1,000. Okay, there are two nominal value of most debentures, either 100 or 1,000. Okay, in this case, the market value of the debenture is 960, which means therefore, okay, is 960, which means therefore the par value is equal to 100, is equal to 1,000, is equal to 1,000. Asma, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, now these issues will happen more often than not. With Kenya Power, you never know. Anyway, okay. So you're saying that on the, going back to scratch. Okay. So we're discussing how to get the cost of preference share, which I think we did. Okay. So next is how to get the cost of the debenture. Okay. So cost of debt. Okay. So C was on cost of debt. Okay. So RD, I think we said is given as the interest. 1 minus T, of course, in case it's tax. Okay. P naught, of course, we express this as a percent. We made an assumption that these preferred dividends are irredeemable. Okay. The interest you pay. This debenture is paying at a rate of 12%. So 12% times the nominal value of 100 or 1,000. Okay. Why 1,000? Okay. Because essentially, okay, I don't think the examiner has told us the nominal value is 1,000. However, based on the market value of 960, the closest nominal value of this debenture is 1,000. Okay. As I mentioned, essentially, we do have two of them, either 100 or 1,000. So in case 1,000, okay, that will give therefore since the market rate is 960, it means the nominal value is 1,000. So 1,000, 1 minus T, okay. In note 8, the tax is 30%. So therefore minus 3, 0.3, okay, to give us 84, confirm that, to give us a net interest income of 84. Become therefore the net interest income. P naught, of course, I think as per note 7, you'll be told is 960. Then from there, you can get the cost of the debt. So RD is equal to the interest, 84. We do market value, 960. We express as a percent. Okay, and this will give us how much? $8.75, confirm that. Maybe it should be 8.75. Yes, in case it should be 8.75. Okay, that's kind of for the cost of this debt the company is obtaining from the debt holders. Okay, don't forget this is the cost of the new debt, not the old debt, but the new debt the company intends to obtain. Now, having done that, you're done with your question more or less. Okay, therefore, you can see the marginal cost of capital for this company out of the 240. Okay, don't forget the total amount of money we want to raise is 240. Okay, out of 240, we say that 108 million, okay, will come from issue of shares. Will come from the issue of shares. What was the cost of issue? What was the cost of issue of shares? I don't have my workings. Okay. What was the cost of issuing new shares? It was 17.8. Thank you. 17.8%. Next, we say that 6 million, okay, will come from the retained earning. What was the cost of retained earning? 16.9, if I remember. Yes, 16.9, 16.9%. Then the company will also obtain debentures, and the amount of debenture the company was obtained was how much? The amount of what was how much? It was 8 million. The The total capital obtained from the issue of preference share was how much? Total amount of capital out of 40 million, okay? How much was coming from the preference share? That's 6 million, okay? That's 6 million. And the preference share was 8%. The company also obtained debenture, the issued debenture. How much was the capital from the debenture? Out of 40, how much was from debenture? 60 million, thank you, 60 million. And the cost of debenture we have just obtained to be equal to 8.75%. We divide by the total capital we are issuing, that is 240 million. Therefore, for every dollar of this 240, what is the cost? Okay, that's you can see you're dividing by the 240 because we want to get the cost per every sharing of the 240. And that's how we get the marginal cost of capital. Okay, give us how much? Okay, we get 13.93. 13.93% become therefore what should be the cost, the marginal cost of capital. Okay, the marginal cost of capital. Okay, as I mentioned, you have to be quite careful. Okay, you have to be quite careful when it comes to doing some of these questions. Okay, you have to be very careful when it comes to some of these questions. Okay, what are you being asked to do? Okay, is it the MCC or is it the company weighted average cost of capital? Okay, be quite careful. Yes, Stacy, you seem to have a question, so let me come to you. Stacy?
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to ask for the cost of the debenture.
The cost of the debenture? Yes.
Yeah, why did we use 1,000 instead of 960? And you said for the preference share, we use 80 instead of 100.
Yes, okay, let me answer that. Now, essentially, when it comes to the debentures, okay, debentures have two nominal value. Debentures conventionally, okay, they have two nominal value, either 100 or 1,000. Okay, two nominal value, either 100 or 1,000. Since the market value of this debenture is 960, it means therefore the closest nominal value to 960, of course, 1,000. Okay, that one we can make assumption. When it comes to the preference share, there's no like agreed upon nominal value. It can be 100, it can be 120, it can be 0.5, it can be 20. Essentially, therefore, you can't make an assumption there. Okay, so the only worthwhile assumption you can make is that the market value is equivalent to the nominal value at the time of issue. For the debenture, there are only two, so either 1,000 or 100. That's why you can see here we did use 1,000 here. Okay, we did use 1,000, not 100. Okay, for the case of preference share, don't forget that can't apply. You can't assume it 1,000 or 100. Okay, why? Because the nominal value preference share is a vast array of values. For the debenture, is only two, 100 or 1,000. Okay, I hope that's clear, Stacy.
Okay, yeah, that part is clear.
Yes.
And then if you were asked to get like the total weighted average,
in case you mean not get the WACC for this company.
Yeah, would you divide your preference shares into two groups?
Could you divide? Don't forget, essentially, since the company is yet to raise the 240 million, you go back to the old capital structure. Okay, the company, as per the old structure, it has 360 of ordinary share capital, it has the old preference share, and it has the old debentures. So you cannot, do as we have done here. Okay, so you cannot, because the company is yet to raise the 240, so you're going to get what is the cost of the ownership capital, the 360. What was the cost of the 8% preference share, the 120? Okay, what was the cost of the 2% debenture, the 200? Okay, that's how you can't do this way. You can't go ahead and include the new preference share, include the new issued capital, okay, and include the new debentures. You can't do that because the company is yet to. No, MCC is the cost the company will be incurring if they go ahead and raise the money as they are proposing this example. Okay. So, yeah. Stacey, I hope that's clear and also clear to all of you.
It's okay.
It's clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget that 240 is yet to be raised. The 240 is yet to be raised. Okay, therefore, in case you're trying to obtain the company weighted average cost of capital, do not include the 108, that 6 million, the 60, and what was, and you can't include that 6 year, you cannot include this, okay, more or less, okay, because the company is yet to, okay. Okay, so David, MCC is the cost of raising additional capital of the company. I agree. While WACC is based on the weights of the market value of future prospects. Okay, I just correct David there. Okay, WACC is based on the weights of the market value of the current finances. Okay, it's not about the future. Okay, WACC is about the current. Okay, currently, how are you being financed? Okay, so we use a weight based on how the company is currently financed. For WMCC, okay, just in case the marginal conclusion, the WMCC. Now you can use now how the company intends, okay, like how do the company intend to raise the 240? They intend to raise it 40, 108, that's 6, 60, and that's 6 from the respective capital source, okay. So you have to be quite a bit careful when it comes to, because in some cases the exam asks you to get both of them, okay. I hope you can get that question, okay, because it can help us a lot, okay. Let's do it again to get that question. I hope it's all clear to all of you.